Here we open two game clients. First or second, I can click host game. Yep, our game was been created. Then I wanna click join game and logs. We play together. Yep, our game is created. Great.
Hi guys, welcome to my new Unreal Engine 4 tutorial series. Today we will talk about online games. But first, before we will start it, I want to talk about online games servers. Actually, we have two different online game servers. It's a listen server when one first player host game and another players connect to this host. And we will have a second way when we have a dedicated server and all clients connect to this dedicated server. Today we will talk about first way. We will talk about a standard listen server on Unreal Engine 4. Let's start it.
Now we have a Patreon account. If you wanna help this project, you can become our patron on the link you can see on the screen. Let's start from this wiki page. This is our institute knowledge base. Link of this page you can find in the description below. Let's talk a little bit more about difference between listen and dedicated servers. Let's open first slide. Here we can find first type, it's standard listen server. What's great of listen server? First, it's more simple. You don't need to buy any of dedicated server, and it's great for not large games. It's great for I don't know, 1 hour game for 10 players. But you never can be sure that first player will not cheating, because server always can cheating. And if we have this dedicated server, server can cheating, but any of players isn't server, and all of players is clients. But in this situation, first player is server and he have ability for cheating. It's not great. And another bad thing, it's game will exist only if this server, this host exists. If this player, I don't know, will dying many times and he leave your game, all of these players will be disconnected because a server not exist anymore, because first player is server, not if player leave, a server will not exist anymore. What about this second type of servers is dedicated server. It's great for a large, maybe MMORPG game. It's great because this server can work for many hundred or many thousand of players, because it's very strong dedicated server, and you can be sure that no one player can cheating, because actually if you don't make some mistakes in your development, but if you don't do some mistakes, no one can cheating. Then let's talk about tutorial technical task. Today we need to create third-person template project. Why third-person template? Because it's most popular Unreal Engine 4 template. We will use Unreal Engine 4 version 4.24.3 with the next technical task. We will have a game, and and any of Unreal Engine 4 game must have these default classes. It's a default level. Its level will be opened when you start your game. Then default game instance. Game instance is a very important class. It's class that you can use of any of another Unreal Engine 4 classes. Actually, you can change your levels, and with levels will changing your player controller or player character, but game instance will always with you. Then a game mode, default game mode. Game mode it's a class that defining default player controller or and default pawn class for any of levels. Actually, we can define a default game mode for whole game, but we can defining different game modes for any of our levels. And in our case, we won't use a default game mode. We will use two custom game modes for main menu level and gameplay level. Actually, what about levels? We will use a third-person template, and this third-person template will create for us a gameplay level. We won't change it. We will not change it. Gameplay level, a gameplay game mode, and the gameplay character. We actually will create a player controller, a gameplay player controller. And we will create a game instance, we will create a main menu level, main menu game mode, and the main menu player controller and main menu character. And actually we will create a UMG widget for our menus, for our buttons. We will create something like this. We will create 3 buttons. First button it's host game, next join game, and exit game, for example. Actually, we will click host game, and this client will create a game, and on another clients we will type in this text box IP address and port. This is standard localhost ports, IP address and port, and we will click join game, and we will connect for this to this host server. Yep, let's open Unreal Engine 4, and in our case I wanna choose a games project. We can on Unreal Engine 4 we can create films, television, live events, engineer something software, and more. We will choose standard just games. I will click next. Then we can create a blank an empty project, or we can use one of these templates. In our case, as I said before, we will use a third-person template. It's most popular template, and we will use it. I choose third person, I click next, then in our tutorial I will use blueprints only. We choose blueprint, then maximum quality without ray tracing for desktop or consoles. Actually, I don't know, in our case we don't need started content. This started content just will wasting our time when we will compile this project, because we won't use it, but we will compile it. Actually, we don't need started content. Actually, we can add this started content to our project in any of time. Here we need to define a project folder. I will define a C drive and online game folder, and I wanna name this project like just online game, and I click create project. Our project has been created, and let's create some folders. Here I wanna create one new folder and name it as main menu. And in this main menu folder I wanna create one new folder and name it as blueprints. Great. Here in third-person BP folder in maps we can find our gameplay map. This is a third-person example map. We can of course we can rename it as gameplay level, but it's our gameplay level created by this third-person template. And here in blueprints folder we have a character. We have our gameplay character here, gameplay character, and we need to create a gameplay player controller. Actually, in this tutorial we will not use this gameplay player controller, but player controller is very important class, and I wanna be sure that you know about it. Actually, here I create player controller and controller. Great. Then I wanna open main menu folder, and here I wanna create main menu level. Main menu level. Great. And for this main menu level, we need to create a main menu game mode, a main menu player controller, and main menu character. Here, just like in this folder, character, game mode, and player controller. Here I create a new blueprint class, a game mode here. Then I select this game mode and call it as main menu GM, for example. GM, it's game mode. Then I will create new, then pawn. Pawn is actually parent of character, but we don't need character functionality. It's just to see something like a login screen on your game. We want walking in main menu level. Actually, I create pawn and call it like main menu pawn. Great. And then I will create a player controller, main menu player controller, and main menu just PC. Great. Then in this level we actually have this character, but we don't need this character because we have a player start. In this case, when I press play, oh, wait a minute, I wanna open my game in a new window. Yep, we will start from this player for this character because in here in details we can find auto possessing, but we don't need it. Actually, we just need to delete, and we will start from this network player start object. I press play, and we started from this network player start. Great. Save all. So selected. Okay, then now our gameplay game mode, our third person game mode, defined as default game mode, but we need to delete this game mode and define game instance and default level. Actually, I forgot, I didn't create this game instance, default game instance. I will create it actually here in root. Maybe I will create blueprint class, and I looking for game instance, select, and just game instance. In our game we can have only one game instance. Then, as I said before, we need to disable default game mode. We need to define default game instance and default level. Great. I go to edit, then project settings, then maps and models, and here we can define game mode. For now, here it defined the third person game mode as default game mode, but we need to disable. I just choose parent empty game mode class, it's disabled. Then editor, this editor startup map as main menu, and game default map actually main menu. Great. And game instance class I will choose. Oh, we have two game instance. Let's rename let's rename as default game instance. Default game instance. Yep. And here I choose default game instance as our game instance. Great. Then I close this, save all, and then I press play, and we can see that I have no character because we disable default this gameplay game mode as default game mode, but we not enable this gameplay game mode for this level, how to define some game mode for some level. And now we in gameplay level. Now we in this third-person example map. It's our level. We need to open this project settings. Wait a minute. Here you can find world settings. And here we can define a game mode override game mode for this level. I will choose third-person game mode. It's our gameplay game mode. Great. And then let's go to main menu folder. Let's open main menu map and do the same for main menu level. And I define main menu game mode. Save all. Save selected. Then let's open our gameplay map. I press play, and we have a character. Great. What's next? Actually, we created all of these classes, and we need to create a widget. We actually need to create this menu. Now let's go to our. We need to create our main menu level. Now it's an empty level, and first of all I wanna BP skysphere. I wanna add BP skysphere. Is just skysphere. Yep. Then we need to add. Actually, we can add directional light. I will add directional light. Then we need to define this directional light in our BP skysphere. I will click this button and I will choose this directional light, and it's work. And now it will works correctly. Yep. Then let's create little terrain, not large. This is large terrain. We don't need this large. Let's define 7 by 7. Yeah, it's great. And I click create. Yep. Our terrain has been created. We need lights to be rebuilt, but I wanna change just. I wanna change our directional light in details from stationary for movable to movable, and we will not need to rebuild lighting. Great. Save all, save selected. Then I press play, and we have nothing. Then we need to actually and now main menu game mode defined as game mode override for overrided game mode for this level, but in this game mode we still not define defined the main menu player controller and player pawn. Here in main menu game mode we need to define player controller as main menu player controller and default pawn class as main menu pawn. Great. Compile and save. Then we will start our game from player start. Before we create player start, we will start it with from our this editor camera. Yep. Now we started from this camera, but we need to find a player start, and like this, and yep. I press play, and we started from this object. It's player start. Great. I press play, and we actually have our player screen. Then we need to add mouse cursor for this level. I open main menu player controller. Here I can from begin play I can set mouse set show mouse cursor. Yep. and press and activate this checkbox. I press play and we have mouse, or we can just go to class defaults, to player controller class defaults, and activate show mouse cursor checkbox here. Compile, save, press play, and yeah, great, we have this cursor. Then I wanna create a widget. I wanna create a user interface, a widget blueprint, and call it as main menu WB, main menu widget blueprint. Let's add this widget blueprint for our player screen. I can go to player controller. In event begin play, I will create widget, create main menu widget, and then I wanna call add to viewport function. Add to viewport function. Great, compile and save. We actually now we can see this widget, but now we can see this widget, but we have no elements in this widget. Okay, great, we have a canvas panel here. Then I want to add, first of all, I want to add size box. Then let's change this position. Actually, let's do this 0.5. Then let's define enter here, and now this size box in center of our screen. Then I wanna define another size, something like 300 by something like this. Compile, save. Then we need to add a vertical box here. No, yep, inside of our size box. Great, then we need to add a button. I will add button here. First button, actually second, third button. Let's define all of this button as fill, to fill all space. Fill, great. Then I wanna add text box here. Yep, like in our screen. Yep, text box here, and fill too. Compile, save. Great. Next, I wanna add a spacer to make a little space between these buttons. I'm looking for spacer. A spacer here. Here as I don't know, 10 for example. Then next spacer here, like maybe 5, and one spacer here. Here as 10. Compile, so let's press play. Yep, it's something like that. Great. Then what we need next, we need to let's rename our buttons. First button I will call create or not host game button. Next I wanna call as join game button. Then this text box will be IP address text box, and this will quit game button, quit or exit. Great. Then let's add some text on our button. First, I wanna this text here. I wanna write host game and change color to black. Host game. Then next will be join game and black. Then in this text box I wanna change font. I wanna change font size because we have a very small font. I wanna open font and change to 24, and yeah, 24 will be better. And then I wanna justification to center, align to center, and I wanna write here default our local host IP address and default port, just to save our time. It's like .51 and 7777. Compile, save, I press play, and here we have this IP address. If you want, you can change this IP address, change port, and connect to another IP address and another port if you play from internet or with your friends. Yep, you know it. Great. Yep. Yeah, like this. Then let's add text for our exit button and just quit game and change a color to black. Here our main menu visually are created. Great. Then let's create logic. We don't need these standard events, and let's start from a quit game button. Let's call on clicked event and just call a quit game function, and it will work. Like I press quit game and we quit game. Yeah. Then host game button. Then on clicked. Call on clicked event. And here I wanna call open level function. Here we need to define our gameplay level as level name and listen as option. Here we can read it. To create game or host, click on the host game button, and it call open level function with the gameplay map name and listen option. Great. We need to listen here, and we need to go to maps, to our gameplay map. I copy name of our gameplay map and define gameplay map as level name. Great. Compile and save. And this is enough. It's enough to create a host game. When I click host game, game has been created. Host, online host was created. Great. Then I wanna click join game button, call on clicked event, and what we need here, we need to call the same function, open level, but without options, and here in level name we need to write our IP address, something like here, but we want to have ability for changing this value, and here I want to call this IP address tag, get this IP address text box, then get text, and here we need to convert text to string, and string value we can convert to name value. That's all. Actually, in your shipping version, of course you need to define some test to don't let your user write some letters, some words here, and because you cannot connect, because words it's not your IP address, you need to, I don't know, read warning here, some, or actually you need to write IP address, not text. Yeah, but in our case we don't need it. And actually that's all. We can press play. Let's open two windows. Let's change number of players to two players. Here we open two game clients. First or second, I can click host game. Yep, our game was been created. Then I wanna click join game and logs. We play together. Yep, our game is created. Great. Actually, that's all. Then let's compile our game. I wanna click File. I wanna click Package Project, Windows 64, and here I just wanna create my game client in our project folder. Actually, it's C drive online game. This is our project folder, and here I wanna make our game client, which you can give to your friends, for example, and play from internet. Yep. Now our project is compiling, and let's talk a little bit about game through internet possible problems. Actually, here you can you already can host game on your computer and your friends you can give your IP address and your port for your friends, and your friends can connect to your game, yeah, and you can play from through the internet. But we have little possible problems. Many of internet providers don't gives you a static IP address. You need to static IP address to have ability for connecting. Actually, in 99% cases, you need to buy static IP address. The same thing with the open ports. Many of internet providers don't give you open ports. For example, if you use a mobile internet, you in 99.99% you don't have open ports. Your provider don't gives you open ports. It's just about a four IP address version you can read it, because IP address version 4 not enough for whole world. You can read about it in internet, you can just find information about it. But actually, if you wanna play with your friends, you need to buy static IP address. Actually, dedicated servers in 99% have a static IP address, yep, with ports. But your computer is not the same that dedicated server. It's actually technical, it's the same, but dedicated server, it's dedicated server. Yep. Then all routers by default close all ports. Yep, it's true. If you have something, I don't know, D-Link, TP-Link router with Wi-Fi, you need to open ports. You need to open your router actually in browser, for example, and open this port. And most of firewalls and antivirus software close all ports. Yep, it's true too. Actually, you need to open ports on your firewall or antivirus program Yep, great. Then our project has been compiled. Then let's open my project folder, show in Explorer. This is my content folder, this is my project folder, and here I created my game. Yep, you actually can add this game to I don't know, some archive and give this archive for your friends. In my case, I will give this archive for you, and you can download this archive from the link you can find in the description below. And now I wanna open this game client. Yep, I press Alt Enter, and here I have a first client game, first game client, then I'm gonna second, and maybe third, for example. Yep. Great, I can host game maybe here. Yep, my Windows Defender firewall has blocked some feature on this application. Yep, it's that this is what I talked before. Yep, most of firewalls will close your port, but you need to allow access for this application. Yep, it's a host game. Then let's click join game in another client. Yep, and logs, and we have a game through the internet. We have 2 players. Then I wanna click join game on the next client, and logs, we have 3 players, and we can 3, 4, 10, 100, 1000 and play with many players. Great, now we can see that our project working correctly. But what I wanna show you that what I talking on at start on this tutorial. So if you use this first system, if you use a host server system, if first player will leave from game will not exist anymore, and all of another clients will be disconnected. Yep, it's true. Let's try it. I close its host game. If host leave, all clients has been disconnected. Great. Actually, that's all for today. If you have a question, you can ask in the comments. And if you want, you can subscribe my channel, you can press like, and see you later.